Good morning, folks. Just barely. It is 10:27 a.m. Mountain Standard Time on the 6th of June, 2025. Of course, that's the 7th for my friends on the other side of the planet there. My friends in Australia. You know I'm going to say it. My friends in Melbourne. How's everybody doing today? And not just the folks in Australia. How's everybody doing this morning? I hope you're all doing fantastic. My name's Lee. I'm the guy who started the group. Well, I thought it was funny. You, my friends, you're you, and I know you're awesome. How do I know you're awesome? We were nothing until you got here, and we're awesome now. So therefore, you must be the awesome, my friends. Cheers to you, and thanks for making us amazing. Speaking of amazing, you know how many folks we have in this group this morning? Let me go take a quick look so I'm not guessing here. We've got 776,700 members in our big main group. Well, I thought it was funny, the one that has a comma after well. And our second group, our sister group or companion group, however you want to call it, has 1,400 members. That's crazy, my friends. That's more people than most cities have as population. So you know what we call ourselves? We call ourselves the funniest city on the internet. Population us, my friends. Funny people in a funny place, and we're making people laugh. And thank you for making us funny. So what's going on in your life today, my friends? I'm telling you what I'm doing. Well, I got a little bit of laundry to do, but I do have to do some shopping. I got to go to Costco. I don't have to. I want to go to Costco and buy some cola, something called Cove Soda. It's a Canadian soda. We're in a big buy Canadian thing in Canada here, and I'm very pro it right now. This isn't politics. Well, it is politics a little bit, but not dark politics. And that is a Canadian soda company, and I'm going to support them. They're a little weird. They have probiotics in their soda, but their flavors are kind of good. Their cola I didn't mind. They're really great root beer, really great cream soda. So you know what? I'm going to buy myself a case of that to support Canadians, because I'm Canadian, my friends. That's all I'm saying. So that's one thing I'm going to do. Go to Costco voluntarily. Never something I really like doing. And then a little bit of laundry. Very little bit of laundry. But yesterday, because I told you yesterday that I was going to go to Calgary Zoo, went to Calgary Zoo, had a fantastic time. I'm going to show you a few photos here. Just let them, a couple of photos go past there, and then I'm going to show you a video of a penguin that looked like he wanted to jump but was afraid. I hope you enjoyed that, folks. We had a fantastic time. Wendy and I went to the zoo with her brother, her nieces and nephews, and her grandnieces and nephews. And it was fantastic. The kids they're young kids. They behave themselves really well, like super well. You know, a little rambunctious. Hey, that's what being a kid is all about. You've got more energy than adults. So I'll never fault a kid for having energy. I'll fault a kid for being bad. These kids were fantastic yesterday. So Wendy's nieces and nephews or brother, if you're watching this, I want you to know those kids were fantastic. And great kids, doing a great job parenting those kids. So yeah, we had a great time at the zoo. Got those great photos and that. Then we went out for dinner. We went to Boston Pizza, which is a chain, Canadian chain, started in Edmonton in, I believe, the 50s, but I could be wrong with that. And it's spreading out across Canada. Some good food there. I had a Boston Brute, which is a fantastic sandwich. So I had a Boston Brute to have there. It was a great dinner. Everybody else had pizza, and of course we had appetizers and that too. So good evening, great day, great dinner, all with good people, and it was a fun evening. Got home, I was just absolutely bagged from the walking because I've been a little too sedentary lately. I've been not walking like I should be. So while I'm sore, it's a good kind of sore because I need to do way more of that. So great day yesterday. Hope you had a great day too. I heard from Michelle Finnerty. She showed some great photos of her gnome in her backyard. I'm gonna stop talking. I'll bring up the picture first. So she's got that fantastic, cute gnome there in the upper right. Then of course she found a heart in the wild and a piece of bread. And look at her flowers. Look at her garden. It looks fantastic. What a great photo. It looks like your yard is beautiful. I love your gnome. We absolutely appreciate you sharing your photos. Your photos are always gorgeous, Michelle. We appreciate that. And my co-admin on these sites, Gail Countaway, shared a photo of her tree gnome. And take a look at that. I think it looks fantastic. It's really cute. Now, I'm not going to lie. This morning, I woke up very tired from a long day yesterday. And I was reading her comment on it. And I thought she said free gnome. And I thought, wait a minute. Are gnomes supposed to be captives or something? Yeah, it turns out that I shouldn't read things when I'm tired. So, yeah, not captive gnomes. Tree gnomes. So that's a great photo there. I love it, Gail. Michelle, love that too. Fantastic. And I heard from Rose Glad yesterday. She said she was a little under the weather, so she wasn't going to be painting, but she was probably going to get some knitting done. And her knitting is amazing, folks. I have a feeling we'll be seeing a pair of socks in a few days. So thank you for sharing that, Rose. I really appreciate it. And you know what? I got a really cool video from Dave Knapp. Yeah, you know Dave Knapp. He's the one I get all those jokes from. Dave Knapp shared this cool video. Now, it's a big year for cicadas. Now, if you know what a cicada is, if you don't know what a cicada is, it's a type of insect that has a very interesting life cycle. They spend most of their lives in the dirt, like buried in the dirt, and then they come out in cycles, like every so many years. A whole bunch of cicadas sort of bloom, like they hatch. They climb up to the top of a tree or to a tree into the branches, and they make a lot of noise. I used to live in Ottawa, Ontario, which is eastern Canada. I now I'm in western Canada. There's a lot more cicadas in Ottawa, eastern Ontario, than there are out west. We do have a few out here, but nothing like down east. I miss that sound, but I've never heard it like this. Now I'm going to bring up this video from Dave and take a listen to that background noise. Those are insects. Thousands upon thousands of insects making that noise. Like, they're not a dangerous insect. They don't bite you or anything like that. They just do their thing. But this is incredible. And I when Dave sent this to me, the first thing that came to mind was this would be an amazing audio for like a horror movie from the 70s or something. So I'm going to shut up and bring up Dave's video. Listen to that. Yeah, I think that's kind of creepy, and I love it at the same time. So, Dave, thank you for sharing that awesome video. Folks, you can share video too. You know, you can share a photo, you can share a video. I want to hear about your day. You can just leave a little blurb if you want to. You don't have to share any media, but of course, if you do, it makes it even more interesting. And you're already interesting, my friends. So, let us hear about your day. I want to know what's going on in your life. I have a feeling that you're an interesting person, and you're going to make these videos more interesting. All right. You know what? I'll tell you what. I've got a couple of great posts that I want to share with you folks. I do every day. Well, sometimes I miss them, but I'm not missing them today. I've got one from my co-admin Gail Countaway. You should remember that name because I just mentioned her 2 minutes ago. And then I've got another one from Lindsay. Both of these posts made me laugh really hard this morning. So that's why they're being shared here, folks. And if your post makes me laugh, there's a good chance I'll share it tomorrow. So let me bring up Gail Countaway's post. I love these aliens. Probably, maybe one of my top 2 or 3 web comics. Absolutely love them. And this is no exception. No need for me to explain that. I'll leave it up for a few more seconds. Gail, I don't know why this made me laugh so hard this morning, but I'm not surprised it made me laugh. Thank you, Gail. As usual, you share the funniest stuff, Gail. You rock. And then the next one is from Lindsay Will. Let me bring this up. Like Gail's post, it made me laugh this morning, and that's why it's being featured. And yeah, that's me, especially today. I am very tired from my little trip to the zoo yesterday. And I feel like this, but not as cool looking. Lindsay, thank you so very much. Gail, thank you so very much. Thank you to everybody for all your amazing posts, folks. That's why over 750,000 people have found this a place to be, a place to find their funny stuff. It's because you're funny and you've made us funny, friends. Keep sharing that funny stuff. Where are we here in this video? Oh, I know this is where I should have a clip of me going across the screen on a Segway, because this is what I call an awkward Segway, and I would be awkward driving a Segway, I think. So I have to make that happen. I told you what the time was when we started the video, and once again, I started late. I apologize. I'm just bagged. And then I told you about what the date is where I am, and the date on the other side of the planet with our freaky time traveler friends in Australia. Those folks in Melbourne. You're not freaky time travelers. You just live on a globe. We told you about the date where they are. And then I know, well, of course, we talked about how awesome we are real quick there and how we're the funniest city on the internet. And then I talked about my day. I talked about Michelle's day, Michelle Finnerty's day. Shared a great photo. Michelle shared a great photo with us, and I shared that here. And then I also mentioned that Gail Countaway shared a photo of her tree gnome and how I don't know how to read when I'm tired. And then we also talked about Rose Glad's day. She wasn't going to be painting yesterday, but probably get some knitting in done. I bet you we see a pair of socks soon. And then I also shared a great video that Dave Knapp had sent me. And this was a recording, I believe, from his yard. I didn't actually ask him where the recording was from, but that's my guess. And you can hear the umpteen numbers of cicadas just doing their cicada call, and very interesting life cycle of that insect. Look it up if you want some. If you want to hear about an interesting creature. Love the video. Once again, it reminds me of the soundtrack from background sounds from a horror movie. Great video. It brings back some good memories. And then, of course, I reiterated, I want to hear about your day. I really do. Leave a comment on this video. Then we featured a couple of great posts. One from Gail Countaway and the other one from Lindsay Will. They both made me laugh this morning, and that's why they were featured. That's what it takes to get your post featured. Just has to make me laugh, my friends. And then I got to hear where I feign confusion and get everything wrapped up, figure out where I am, and what do I do after that? You know where we're going to go. You know what I'm going to do. I'm going to say it's time for the bad jokes! I went to a corn maze yesterday, but I felt like I was being stalked. You might even say it was eerie. How did Darth Vader know what Luke Skywalker got him for Christmas? He felt his presence. What kind of cars do cats drive? Cadillacs. My life is like a newspaper. There's a new issue every day. My dentist always asks stupid questions like, when did you floss last? I'm like, buddy, you were there. The other day my best friend told me he thought he might be delusional. I am not looking forward to the time when I have to tell him that I'm imaginary. What do you call a zombie that still cooks stir fries? A dead man walking. Everybody worries about their smartphones listening to them, and yet their vacuums have been collecting dirt on them for years. Elvis Costello and ABBA have announced that they're touring together this fall. Unfortunately, they haven't figured out who's headlining yet. That's right. ABBA and Costello still haven't figured out who's on first. My friend John has opened a summer camp for kids where they plant cantaloupe and study mountain lions. He calls it John's Cougar Melon Camp. Got some jokes from my friend Dave Knapp today. Now the first joke though, I just found it as a post and it wasn't attributed to anyone. So first joke was a joke that I'd seen. Now I modified it a little bit, so it's not my joke, but I did change it up a little bit to make it work. Then the next four jokes are from my friend Dave Knapp. Then that gets us to 5. Then I got 4 jokes from @DadSaysJokes, their book, The Cheesy Edition. Let me quickly show that again. There it is right now. I'll do that quick because my camera zips away. Thank you for those jokes too. So thank you to Dave. Thank you to the folks at Dad Says Jokes. And thank you to the Ether, because that's where I found a bunch of those jokes. And then the last joke. Now, I don't want to say I wrote the last joke, because I am positive I must have heard it somewhere else. That's the my friend John is opening a summer retreat. Like I said, I don't think I wrote it. I think I heard it somewhere, but I cannot recall where I heard it. So I wrote it down there today. But really, the credit obviously goes to someone else. And if you know who wrote that joke originally, let me know. I would love to share that information. So yeah, that's where I got the jokes today, my friends. I got a lot of people to thank all the time. Of course, my friend Dave Knapp brings me so many jokes. I love it when I see that email with saying bad jokes. It's just amazing because I know it's going to make my morning easier. And then, of course, the folks at Add Dead Says Jokes, I thank them all the time too. And then that one joke that I think I might have made up, but I'm not sure. Oh, and then one more, the Elvis Costello and ABBA touring joke. Somebody told me that joke recently, and once again, I don't remember who it was. So if you know where that joke came from, please let me know. I want to credit people. I don't steal jokes, not intentionally. So there you go. And I want to tell your jokes, though. I want to tell your jokes, too. Send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. And if I use your joke, I'm going to credit you for your joke, just like I credited Dave now and the folks at Dad Says Jokes. I tell your joke, I tell the world I told your joke. And if you want to do something else really cool, why don't you take a moment and record a quick video of you telling a joke too, and send that along to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. You know, one of these days, you're going to click play on this video, just going through the video, we'll get to that joke segment, and I'm going to introduce the joke segment, and who knows, maybe the next thing you see will be you telling a joke to the world, my friends. That would be amazing. Let's make that happen. Send your jokes to jokes@wellithoughitwasfunny.com. I want you to do me a favor today, my friends. Maybe 2 favors if you can. Don't worry. I don't need much money. I only need $100. No. I don't need any money from you. If you can, try to make somebody laugh today. Make sure it's the right moment, too. You know, you can make somebody laugh at an appropriate moment, and it's not good. It might be good for you two laughing, but it's not good for everyone around. But make sure, if you can, you try to make somebody laugh. I would really appreciate that. Second favor is along the same lines. You, my friend, are as important as anyone else. I want you to be happy too. I want you to laugh. Make sure you find something that makes you laugh today, or at least try to find something that makes you laugh today. And if you do find something that's particularly funny, and if you can, share it on our group and tag me in it. Say, Lee, this is that thing that made me laugh. And who knows, maybe I'll feature it tomorrow. There's a real good chance I'd feature it tomorrow. So make a couple of people laugh if you can, and one of those people is you, my friend. We're going to wrap up this video. Catfish Man is tired. That doesn't matter, though. These videos are always worth it. You know, I'm sorry I started today's late. And I'm going to reiterate something. I said it earlier. I think I said it just before our wrap up, before the jokes, too. We're the funniest city on the internet, my friends. We have, we're getting close to 800,000 people in this group. That is unbelievable. It's amazing. I was excited when we hit 1,000 people in the group. I really was. And that's just a little over a year ago. No, that's a little over 8 months ago when we hit 1,000 people in the group, folks. Not even a year ago. And we've grown incredibly. And the reason why we've grown is because people find this a funny place. And why do people find this a funny place? Because you share your funny stuff, my friends. That's what makes us amazing. That's what makes us awesome. And that's what makes us the funniest city on the internet and the greatest group in the world, if you ask me and my friends. I love what we've got here. We've got such a great community. And this is also why I ask you to share little bits about your day, because I want to build that sense of community if we can. Maybe I'm naive, maybe that's never going to happen. But I hear from certain people almost every day. So I want to hear from you too, my friends. We are already the best community on the internet. Let's make it even better. Let's show other communities how it's done right. So, I want to say thank you to you for making this place such an amazing place, my friends. It was okay when it was me and my friends. It is out of sight now. It is incredible, and it's growing every day. I mean, maybe we're going to hit 1 million. Who knows? I call it the race of the million right now. Maybe we don't. Even if we don't, we've got the greatest group in the world, and we've got it because we've got us, my friends. The funniest people out there. I'm going to be here again tomorrow. I know there's a good group of you that are going to be here again tomorrow, and I really hope we have a few new people. But like I said, even if we don't, we are the funniest city on the internet. We are the best group in the world. All the love, my friends.
Well, I thought it was funny.
Well, I think it was funny.
Well, I thought 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 it was funny.